Good afternoon and welcome into the Suffolk Crunch. My name is Rich. This is match preview time. We've gone a little bit earlier today. Kieran's just finished his press conference. I've just watched that. And Christian Walton. So we'll get into all of that. Firstly, if you are new here, please hit the subscribe button. Turn on your notifications bell so when we are live on the Suffolk Crunch, you can get involved. If you're watching live, get involved down the bottom in the comments. We'll go for 125 likes on this stream. Also, there is a new podcast over on Spotify, on the Suffolk Crunch Spotify. It is titled Social Media, so go and head over there and have a listen to that. It's about 6-7 minutes long, so just a short little pod on some comments in the week around players sort of getting social media abuse, etc. We're not going to talk about it on here. If you want to listen to it, it's available to listen to over there. Ian is in, Eric is in, Shane is in. If you're watching live, get involved. If you're watching on catch up, get involved in the comments on YouTube. We had, I think, 2,200 watched the Wrexham FA Cup match review, which is absolutely fantastic. Loads of comments over there. So it's always nice when people get involved. Martin is in. Yes, we are sponsored by the Bad Shirt Club here at the Suffolk Crunch. So head over to the website and have a look at the range of shirts, jackets, bucket hats. Use the code at the checkout, TSC30, and you will get 30% off your order. Phil Blundell is in. Yeah, right, let's get into it. It's Wrexham, take 2 this weekend as we head to Wales off the back of last Friday's disappointing performance in the FA Cup. Yeah, Kieran's press has just finished. So, injury news. Marcelino Nunes will be involved on Saturday. He is fit to go. Wes Burns are going to have to wait and see on his groin, so that'll probably be a last-minute decision on Wes. But no Jayden Philogene. He's had a setback in training, which is a little bit disappointing. He's got an MCL injury. Kieran said it's going to be a few more weeks, so it's a case of waiting and seeing on Jayden. So we wish him all the best and a speedy recovery because we've got a lot of games coming up in the next few weeks and we're going to need everybody in the squad because it's a busy time. It's a crucial stage of the season, which we will get into in a minute. We'll talk about the preview and then we'll have a look about... I've done a poll on Twitter in the past week and I'll tell you the results. And we'll have a discussion about top 2 and where a town going to finish. Anyway, we're heading to Wrexham. Wrexham played in the week. They played at Bristol City. This is the first league meeting at the racecourse between the two teams. Obviously, you had the FA Cup game last week. We played there in 94-95. We are 0 for 2 at Wrexham away. So can Town turn that form around? Phil says MCL for Jayden. He's going to miss a crucial run of games. Is what it is. Craig says great news about Nunes, which we all are very, very happy. Let's have a look at how Wrexham lined up at Bristol on Tuesday night. It was a 2-2 draw. If you've not seen Max Bird's goal for Bristol City, go and check it out because it is an absolute screamer. Right, they had Okonkwo in goal, 3 in at the back, Doyle, Hyam and Cleworth. Cabarro, Sheaf, who was back in, didn't play in the cup game. Ollie Rathbone, who scored. Thomason, O'Brien, Nathan Broadhead and Sam Smith. They were in the lineup. On the bench, they had, obviously, Dobson was on the bench. He played against Town in the cup. Josh Windass played against Town in the cup. Longman. And they've also got Cadamartri, Keeler Dunn and Kiefer Moore. So I would expect Kiefer Moore to come in on Saturday against his former club. Town, this is how I think we're going to line up. Rob says we need to be going for it every game now, nothing to lose. Right, so we'll have Walton back in goal. I would expect it to be probably the back 4 that we've been playing of late. Furlong right back, Leif Davis, Dar O'Shea and Cedric Kipre. I think Kipre's been a bit off form in the last few games, if I'm honest. The last 3 or 4 wouldn't be a great surprise to me if Greaves comes in. But I think he'll probably keep his place because he's been really consistent. So we'll have to wait and see on that. Midfield, Matasiwa will obviously return in the centre. Just a question of who's going to partner him. Is it going to be Jack Taylor? Is it going to be Dan Neil? If it was up to me, Dan Neil would be starting. I think Kieran will probably pick Jack Taylor, and then Dan Neil will probably get a start at Watford on Tuesday night. But I think Dan Neil needs to be playing games now. We've signed him for a reason. He's played 60-plus minutes last week. He had 20 at Derby. Get him in the team. You've signed him to make a difference. He's a good player at this level, so he needs to be playing. But I think Saturday, Jack Taylor starts. On the right-hand side, if Wes is fit, I think he starts. If Wes is not available, I'm playing Casey McAteer out there. He gives you that natural width, and he's been decent the last couple of appearances. So he's playing in there. Mehmeti in the 10. Jack Clark on the left-hand side. Up top, I think it's going to be Azon. Obviously, George Hurst is really short on confidence. He came out in the week and spoke about that. He's got 1 goal in 15. We haven't had a striker score since Coventry at home. They're going to need to contribute if we are going to get into them top 2 places. So it needs to, one of them needs to find form, or maybe a Chuba Akpom possibly comes in. I'm not really sure. But yeah, look, the striker berth is, it's one that we've had loads of chat with over the season, loads of chat through January, hoping that we're going to sign somebody, and we didn't. And we need to move on now. And yeah, like I say, there is a short podcast over on Spotify at the Suffolk Crunch. On social media, can you criticise players? How should you criticise players? Go and check it out. It's only 6.5 minutes long, so head over there and have a little listen to that. Higgy says, the Wrexham back three will do what they're paid for. Defend. Shame as bugger off upfield. Half of the goals we've conceded has been caused by this lack of discipline. I think Wrexham are, obviously, let's have a look at the table. Wrexham are sitting in 7th place on 48. Level on points with Derby, who are 6th. Preston are also level on points in 8th. So it's a bun fight. Bristol City down in 9th place. So Wrexham are right in that mix. Good afternoon, Philip. Hope you're well, mate. Hope you're enjoying the T20. Zimbabwe, great win today for the lads against Sri Lanka. Watched some of that this morning. But yeah, there's plenty of teams. You go Southampton 46, Birmingham 46, Watford 45. QPR on 44. Don't think they're going to feature. So there's quite a few teams here. If you put a good run together, you're going to be able to climb into them playoff places. Phil says we're going to score twice. We'll win it. Are you going, Phil? Are you making a trip? Did you get a ticket? Yeah, look, we know what to expect with Wrexham. They're going to put balls in the box. They're going to be direct. They're going to press us high, I think. It's up to Town to set the tempo. And I think we really need to go there and win. We need to be getting a win. Because if you look at the Coventry are away at West Brom on Saturday lunchtime. Borough at home to Oxford, which I think is a nailed-on win for them. And then we'll have a look at the midweek fixtures. Rich, good afternoon. How you doing, mate? Hopefully you're good. He says, I still think we should have gone strong in the last game, but we move on. Wrexham were nothing special against us or last night. I think he means against Bristol. I think we can beat them. Right, get your score predictions in now in the chat, and let's have a little chat about what's going on in the promotion race. So obviously Monday night, it was a big game at the CBS. Borough with a form team. They'd won 6 out of 6. And Coventry were on a poor run. Coventry done an absolute number on them. Hadji Wright scored a hat-trick. Frank the Tank was making his debut in midfield. He was great. And they didn't give Borough a sniff. They played quite direct. Obviously, if you see the second goal from Carl Rushworth, it's a long ball. Literally bounces. Wright puts it in. Not the greatest defending from Luke Ayling. Let's just see. I don't know what the goalkeeper's doing either. But Coventry are back. And they've got 3 points. And now they've got to try and back that up away at West Brom, who are sitting one place outside the relegation zone on 34 points. It's a massive, massive game. So that's at Saturday lunchtime. And then obviously Borough play on Saturday as well. Millwall are up there as well. They're third. They're above Town. We have got 2 games in hand, but they've got 56 points. They're at home to Portsmouth on Saturday. Well in the mix. Ipswich Town are 4th. And then Hull City are 5th. And you can't rule out the Tigers because they've had a great season so far. Where do you think Town are going to finish? So I've done a poll on the old Twitter on, I think it was Tuesday. It finished this morning. So the final results were, we had 1,265 people that voted, which was absolutely brilliant. And we could either have Town finishing first, second, third, or fourth. We're not going to finish fourth. I do not think we're going to finish fourth. We're going to be inside the top three. Town to win the title, 12% voted for Ipswich Town to win the league. 37% said Ipswich Town were going to finish second. And 37% said Town were going to finish third. 14% said fourth. 16 games to go for Town, 14 for Cov, Borough. And I think, let's flick back to the league table. 15 to go for Hull. Millwall have played 32. So, Craig says, Bald Boss, how you doing? Hope you're good. Craig says, always been top two for me. So, if you're watching live, where do you think Town are going to finish? If you're watching back on YouTube, where do you think Town are going to finish? Because it's going to be nip and tuck. And I know a lot of people say we've got 2 games in hand. And if we add the points on, which you can't do, by the way, but a lot of fans do. We go like this, oh, yeah, we'll win this game if we get 2 points. Ashley Smith, good afternoon, says third and a trip to Wembley. Rob says fourth. No! If we win the 2 games in hand, we go to 60. We'd be right behind them. Eric says we're going to finish champions. James is in. He says it's a must-win game. Where do you think Town are finishing, James, in the table? Come on, you're in the live chat. Get involved, mate. Obviously, we've got the Hull game coming up in a couple of weeks on the Tuesday. Shane says we're finishing second. The Portsmouth game is probably going to be, it could be between Norwich and Middlesbrough, or it could be in the last week of the season, like Cov last season. Richard Chandler says second place because we will win at home to Borough and get at least 4 points from the 2 games in hand. Bull Boss says, would you buy Hadji Wright? I think it would be good in the Premier League. Not a Premier League striker, mate. Not for me. Good striker at this level. Points on the board at this stage of the season are much more important than games in hand for me. And I think Town, this is where where I agree with James in the chat there, saying it's a must-win game on Saturday. I think Town really need to go to Wrexham and get a win. We're behind the 8 ball as it is now. We can't get much further behind. Games in hand, all well and good, but if you don't win them, you're going to be miles behind. Rob says, no striker worries me. We've chatted about it, Rob. We're not chatting anymore about the striker. We're leaving that until the end of the season. Right, we've got 34 in the live, 9 likes. Please hit the like button now. And also, I'm live tonight with Jack and Steve on YouTube over at the Final Whistle as we predict the latest round of championship games. And I'm sure there'll be a lot of chat there from the boys about Gary Rowett, who is the new Leicester City manager until the end of the season. I don't think the boys were that enamoured when I did mention him a couple of weeks ago. I said he'd be a good fit for you for now. Let's see what they say tonight. If you've got time at 6, head over there and get involved. It's always a great show. Adam's in. Good afternoon. He's going to watch back. Trevor says we need at least 1 win from the next 2 away games. No, I'm not bringing Rob in. Mametti in. Nunes in, Rob. If you haven't watched it, I've given my team already, but I wouldn't be playing him. I agree with what you're saying there, Rich. I'm not going to mention what he said he'd score in, or he couldn't score in. If you're in the live chat, you can see it. Josh Revel Brown, we'll need to listen back. Just hopped on. Good afternoon, Josh. Hope you're good. James says, pressure on Kieran to get all 3 points after 10 changes. Trevor says, what clubs has Rowett not managed? He's good. He's a firefighter, Trevor. That's what I call him. He's a firefighter. He can come in and he'll get you out of trouble. And I think he'll get Leicester out of trouble. They need to stay up. I see they're appealing their points off with the Premier League. And the Premier League, I think, are appealing that they need more points off. So it's going to be interesting what happens there at Leicester. But we're at Ipswich Town podcast, and we're hoping that Town are going to win on the road on Saturday. I'm going to be there. Ground number 87 for me. When is the next fans forum, Rob? I don't know. I could say, when is the Kieran McKenna, Mark Ashton interview with Matt Holland? Don't know. Is there going to be one? Rowett is good at this championship level, and he says Leicester will get more points adding. Ooh, Rich. Interesting. Right. Score prediction for me. I'm going for a 1-1 draw on Saturday. I think it's going to be a really, really tough game. Wrexham are going to be bang at it. Obviously, Town have played them twice, 0-0 at Portman Road, lost 1-0 last week. Ashley says, is this for Wrexham on Saturday, Ash? Just to let you know, if anyone going to Spoons, you won't get served. I won't be going to Spoons. I'm not going to Spoons. I can't remember where it is. They do a burger for about £9.40. I'm parking, I think, at Morrison's at Wrexham, right near the ground. So, got to finish work early. Shout out to my boss. Let me finish early. Shout out to Dave. Well done. And we're making the journey down there with the boys. Bald Boss says 1-1 not good enough. Need a win. Eric says 3-1 to Town. Trev says 1-1. Let's go back in the chat. Phil says 2-2. Tammy's going for 1-1. She's just listened to the podcast. Thank you very much. Who else we got in here? Higgy says 3-1 to Town. Mametti masterclass. Eric Clacton's going for 3-1 Town win. Phil says Town are going to finish top 2. Let's wait and see. Anyway, cheers for watching, guys. Appreciate it. Head over to Spotify. If you haven't already joined the party over there, hit the follow button over there. Yes, Phil, I've seen you. 2-1 to Town. Hope you're well, mate. Yeah, head over to Spotify. There is 8 episodes over there. They're only short little podcasts. It's something I do a little bit different than this. Well, I think we're up to 83, 84 followers. Be great to get 100 by the weekend. And it's just easy listening. It's only like 6.5 minutes today's pod. I think there's a couple on there about 10 minutes long. So you can soon catch up with all the episodes over there. If you haven't subscribed here, hit the subscribe button. Tell your mates to get involved. And come and join us live tonight on the Final Whistle at 6 p.m. with me, with Jack, with Steve, as we do the latest round of, I was going to say Premier League predictions. We're not there yet. As Championship predictions. Rich is sitting top of the table so far. Hopefully, we'll have a look how we done in the last week. I don't think I got any correct results, but I'm sitting top. Josh says it's a 1-1, my heart says, but he's going for 2-0 Town. I like the positivity. Anyway, cheers for watching, everyone. Have a great afternoon. I'm off to watch the curling. Massively into the curling at the Winter Olympics. Ain't it great, the Winter Olympics? It is absolutely banging. Anyway, enjoy the afternoon. Enjoy Wrexham versus Town on Saturday. We will be back possibly Saturday night, depending on what time I get back, depending how tired I am, and depending on the result. If it's not live on Saturday evening, we will be live sometime on Sunday. But telling me, I'll get back. I'll be absolutely knackered and I'll jump on because I know all you guys love getting involved, and it's always brilliant that there's loads of you get involved in the comments. Rob says T20 chat. Not at this time. Maybe if England do well, Rob. We're into the Super 8s, if you like your cricket. Sri Lanka, 9:30 Sunday morning is the first game. Higgy's going to work soon. Don't work too hard, Higgy. And cheers for watching. Cheers for getting involved in the comments. And we will see you over the weekend, hopefully with some positivity and 3 points for Town in the promotion push. Cheers for watching, everyone.